Hey, Red.
Hooker with an early layup with the left hand.
Hooker's looking so smooth here. There it is again. He fell up on that, really hurting.
Crazy to think of all the featherweight success for these two guys, given how big at least Hooker looks at lightweight.
Got it right. They come up first round. You don't want to take it.
This was one of the best UFC fights of all time. Dustin Poirier, repping Louisiana, and Dan Hooker from Australia. Dan Hooker's more tall, lanky. And anybody who's a real UFC fan knows Dustin is known for his boxing. Just a straight slugfest. Bro, this was one of the most brutal fights of all time. Still to this day. It was action-packed from round 1 all the way to the last round. Literally. Blood everywhere. This fight was literally just blood and guts. Boom! Knee straight to the dome. Boom! Uppercuts. The knees. Boom, boom, boom. He was throwing hooks from hell. Oh my goodness. Ooh, those knees from Hooker. Oh my God. Dustin going whiplash from them licks. God damn. They're literally taking turns. 1 minute Dan's whipping Dustin's ass, then another minute Dustin like, yeah, now it's my turn to whip your ass. You can hear the thuds of the licks. And if you're a real UFC fan, you know this was during the pandemic. So they were in the apex where there's no fans. So you can hear every lick, every punch, every elbow, every knee. All you hear is just thuds. Boom, boom, boom. Dustin jumping the gilly like always. Oh my God. Knee straight to the side of the temple. Boom, elbow. Boom, oh my God. These motherfuckers was fighting like they was like in an alley, and it's like, yo, only one of y'all gonna live. This fight easily took over 5 years off their life, easily. I don't think people truly realize, unless you're a UFC fan, how much more entertaining MMA is more than boxing. Boxing is dog shit right now. They're just now starting to get like better fights. They got Canelo versus Bud coming up. That's gonna be exciting. I would tune into something like that, but even still, I would rather watch the prelim UFC fighters than the cream of the crop boxers. Like, let that sink in. Not saying Canelo and Bud isn't good, but it's just not entertaining, nowhere near compared to UFC. Especially when the lower level fighters on the prelims are way more entertaining than the most high level boxers. And it's by a landslide, easily. They might not make as much money, even though they should. Boxers get paid, they get compensated very well. UFC fighters get paid dog shit, literally. Like, they're literally have to deal with so many things of the game: elbows, knees, spinning elbows, flying knees, head kicks, body kicks, jiu-jitsu, wrestling. Like, it's so, bro, it's crazy. Like, look at this. Boom. This was the last round, bro. They were going like this every round, y'all. I don't think y'all understand how crazy that is. Like, bro, the CTE is all in this video. Like, man. Like, they're definitely not only gonna be feeling it after this fight, but 5-10 years down the line, they're gonna feel it mentally, physically, everything. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. Bro, his eye is fucked.
Dustin, congrats on the big effort tonight. We'll see you on the flip side. Thank you, man.
You guys, that's another thing. People always look at the UFC fights and they just see what's going on in the octagon, the few things that you might see hurting them, but you don't see the aftermath. This was the aftermath after Dan Hooker versus Dustin Poirier. I feel like UFC doesn't show enough of this, but it's for a reason. They know they would just get killed and shitted on even more for not compensating the fighters how they should be. Like, bro, these fighters go through it, literally. Like, Dan literally had to be rolled out on a stretcher to the ambulance. It was so bad, bro. Like, bro, that's crazy.
It was a tough one, man. You know, Dan came to fight. He's a tough guy. He's on the rise. He really thought that he was going to get past me.
Like, yo, look at this shit.
He talked a lot of trash. Like he was going to move forward.
See, we look at the fight and be like, man, this is one of the greatest fights of all time, which it was, but you don't realize how much each fighter leaves a part of their self in there when they're fighting. People don't realize that. Like, they're literally leaving a piece of their self in that octagon when they're giving us a fucking show. Yeah, we're cheering, like, oh, this shit's so entertaining, but we don't even realize, like, bro, they having headaches, broken fingers, tearing ACL, MCL, like, bro, it's crazy. These motherfuckers getting hip replacements, neck surgery, back surgery, ears busting open from cauliflower, missing teeth. Like, bro, I can go on and on. Because, I mean, I used to train MMA, so I know firsthand. I haven't had any crazy catastrophic injury more than just the one knee surgery I had when I tore my meniscus. I had a bucket handle tear specifically, so it's like, that was the worst injury I had. And like I said, haven't been back since. I still train, but not on the level like I used to. Like, the way I used to train was like preparing for a fight, like training hard. Now I just train hard, like just for fun every once in a while, just for the fun of it. Or I'll go lighter, but it's like, bro, people do not realize what the sport of MMA really entails unless you actually do this shit day in and day out. Yo, this is not for the weak. It's not.
Things in that fight a little bit sharper, crisper, maybe self-preserved a little bit, and not taking as much shots. You know, it took me a while to get into a good rhythm. I think
Dustin doesn't look like he's in too much pain, but bro, that's another thing about these UFC fighters. They have such a crazy high pain tolerance.
you know what's next.
Even myself, like when I tore my knee, bro, I was training on it for weeks, not even realizing I had a torn meniscus. So that did make it worse. But man, okay, you guys, that wraps up the video. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about that UFC fight, if y'all ever saw that fight, and let me know if y'all want me to react to more UFC fights. Let's go.